Hello, friends. Thanks for coming to play with the ideas that I present on my channel. We had a difficult choice one year when it was time, or we were approaching the time, to euthanize our 14-year-old dachshund Frida. During the weekend, one time, she got into a colitis episode, and we wanted to take her to the emergency vet because it was just shocking, the amount of blood that was coming out of her. And we called around all the vets and were refused, everyone within like 60 miles of us, because they didn't consider it life threatening. And so we got her through that episode, but it did help us make the choice to let her go. We're faced with so many choices right now. In my work, it came through that there was no judgment and there are no rules. Now, I've been troubled by that since like 1987 when I got it. And later on, I got the information that there is no overseer. The way that we relate to a God that is going to intervene for us, but yet we are surrounded by deceased loved ones, by our own higher selves, which I think of as our guides and angels, but maybe they're some version or I'm some version of them. We do have help, but there isn't anybody overall that's running this show. The way humans decide to collectively, whether we decide to save this planet and each other or not, is not being interfered with, not even by the galactics. As you know, I'm finding a lot of similarity with Daryl Anka's work with Bashar and my own that's explaining a lot. And he says that the universe is neutral. That, and as I've said in the past, the expansion of source, all that is, happens with contrast, or polarity, good, bad, light, dark, heat, cold, all of those things. So there has to be negative forces in order to evolve or expand all that is. All right. Having said all that, we're so taken aback now by what's happening in our own government that it seems the choice there is to tear apart the fabric of society, to tear apart the values of respect, of kindness, of compassion for each other. That's being modeled now. When we were deciding when we were going to euthanize Frida, and she had that episode, the really weird thing about that was there was no help coming. We absolutely had to deal with this ourselves that weekend, with her colitis. We had to get her through that as best we could until we could get to a vet. Well, there's a similar feeling to me about what's going on now. Is that if this destruction or dismantling of society continues, there's going to be no help coming. Well, what does that sound like? That sounds like there is no overseer in the way we think about God. So all of these themes have been sort of joining together in my head, except that I know each of us has our own help. Each of us has guidance. And we can always make the choice to respect each other, to be kind to each other, to be compassionate, to forgive. Those are the choices that are going to evolve humanity, whether we survive on this planet or not. And I really think that's what all of this destruction is about, is to reflect that we have other choices that we can make. I'd love to hear what you think about life and times these days. All right. Until I see you again, please be well and please be blessed. Thanks for coming.